Okay, so we have completed quantitative methods in economics, and now we are starting with financial reporting and analysis. FRA is one of the biggest subjects in CFA curriculum with respect to reading because it has most number of readings or highest number of readings compared to other subjects. But most of the content in FRA would be related to building your understanding of accounting. And remember that this course is the objective of this course is to make you a financial analyst and not an accountant. So but for you to become financial analyst, you should have some understanding of accounting so that you should be able to find out any impact which any accounting treatment can make on the valuation or any accounting manipulation which is being done by the company. So your focus as an analyst should more be on finding out that what can be the implication of any accounting treatment on the valuation, and or what are the possible manipulations in accounting, or to find out if there is any manipulation in the accounting, or if the quality of the accounting statements are accurate or not, high or low. But for you to do that, for you to analyze whether the quality is high or low, whether there is any manipulation or not, what are the implications on value, you should have some understanding of accounting. So objective of this course or this subject would not be to make you an accountant, but to give you some understanding of accounting so that you know you are able to use it for analysis purposes. So it starts with first reading, which is financial statement analysis and introduction. This reading only introduces you to financial statement analysis. It only tells you or defines that what financial statement analysis is. So before we look at financial statement analysis, financial statement would refer to the data or details which are available with respect to finances of the company. Like for example, income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement are the three key financial statement which tells you about the company. Now, to analyze the information related to company is known as financial statement analysis. When we say financial statement analysis, we do not mean the only analyzing income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow. It means analyzing every information or all the information which is available with respect to company. But it is commonly referred to as financial statement analysis. So first starting with financial statement analysis, what is financial statement analysis? So financial, or what is the objective? So objective of financial statement analysis is to help with decision making, or to help investor take decision about a company, whether a company should be bought, sold, or maybe whether should you lend money to the company or not, should you invest into the company or not, should you give debt to the company or not, should you give equity to the company or not. So purpose or main key objective is related to decision making with respect to investor or investors decision making. How do you perform? So that is the objective. How do you perform financial statement analysis? So you perform it by analyzing the past data, by looking at the current trend, by combining it with the assumptions of future, and then predicting the future based on all of this. This is how you perform financial statement analysis. So based on past data, based on current and past trends, based on future assumptions, based on changes in the market, you predict future, and that is financial statement analysis. That is the scope of financial statement analysis. That is analyzing the performance of a company, performance and position of a company. By position, we means analyzing the liquidity and solvency of the company. By performance, we means analyzing the growth and profitability. So two key factors with respect to performance are growth and profitability, and key factors related to position are liquidity and solvency. And when you are analyzing position, your focus is on balance sheet, and when you are analyzing performance, your focus is on income statement. Cash flow statement will be used in both of these. Now before we start, some key terminologies to note are assets, liabilities, equity, liquidity, and solvency. So asset is that resource through which economic benefit is expected to flow to the company. That is known as asset. So if I buy a machine and I expect that that machine will help generate income in future, that is known as asset. Liability is obligation that you have to pay. For example, if you have borrowed debt, equity is the owner's capital. So the amount which owner has invested into the company or owner owns in the company, that is equity. And equity will be equal to asset minus liabilities, or in other words, asset equals to equity plus liabilities, because asset can either be bought through equity or it can be bought through debt, that is liability. So these two summed up should form the total capital and should be equal to asset. Liquidity and solvency. So liquidity and solvency both means the company's ability to pay debt or the company's ability to meet its obligations. Liquidity means ability to meet short-term obligations and solvency means ability to meet long-term obligations. So if I only talk about current liabilities, that is known as liquidity analysis. If I talk about long-term liabilities, that is known as solvency analysis. So remember the small differences. What are the major financial statements? Major financial statements include income statement. Income statement is used to analyze performance of the company, and key things to look at are growth, top line growth and profitability. These are the two key factors which drive income statement. Then you have balance sheet. Balance sheet tells you about the position of the company. So you look at asset, liabilities and equity, and based on that you perform liquidity analysis and solvency analysis. Then you have cash flow, which tells you about the flexibility of the company. It is combined with performance and position both. So whether if you are analyzing performance, you look at cash flow in addition to income statement. If you are analyzing position, you look at cash flow in addition to balance sheet. It tells you if the performance is in line with the cash being generated or not, if the position or liquidity or solvency is in line with the cash flows or not, and mostly performance. So these are three key financial statements. In addition to that, there are two other financial statements which are other comprehensive income and statement of changes in equity. OCI, which is other comprehensive income, includes all those items which impact equity but are not a part of income statement. If there is anything which is impacting equity but not a part of income statement, that is captured in OCI. For example, unrealized gains and losses. For example, pension, actuarial assumptions changes in pension fund, all that goes to OCI. So this will not be captured in income statement, but this will impact the equity. That's why it is recorded in OCI. And then statement of changes in equity tells you what was the equity at the start, what is the equity at end, and it tells you all the factors which led to the change in equity. So that is kind of a reconciliation from opening balance till ending balance. So these are key financial statements. In addition to these, you also have other financial sources or information sources like financial notes, supplementary schedules, which are given in annual reports, management's commentary, auditors' reports, unaudited results, or many other sources of information. So there are many sources of information. Financial statement analysis means analyzing all of that information, not only financial statement. Primarily financial statement, but in addition to that, you also use other sources of information. So income statement have revenue, expense, income, or other expenses. Balance sheet have asset, liability, equity, and this is the equation which we have discussed already. Other comprehensive income include those components which impact equity but not income. And for example, unrealized gains and losses, the statement of cash flow we have discussed. It has cash flow from operations, cash flow from investment, and cash flow from financing activities. If any cash flow is related to taking a loan or paying off loan, that is cash flow from financing. If any cash flow is related to making an investment, for example buying plant and machinery or investing into T-bills or anywhere, that is cash flow from investment. And if any cash flow is related to core business operations, that is buying and selling of goods, that is cash flow from operations. Statement of changes in equity we have discussed. Financial notes and supplementary schedule. In notes you can find out commitments, contingencies, legal proceedings, related third-party transactions, subsequent events, business acquisitions, operating segments performance, and many other information. So on income statement, for example, you will only see revenue. Let's say revenue is 100. But for you to better analyze it or for you to better predict the future, you should know that where is this coming from. So notes will tell you, maybe tell you volume, or maybe tell you pricing, or maybe tell you the geography wise split, or maybe notes tell you the segment wise or business wise split. So you would know how is this total, where is this 100 coming from, how much is coming from, for example, Europe, how much is coming from US, how much is due to volume, how much is due to pricing, and so on. So for every number you will have some backing or some information in the notes. So notes are very critical and very important to analyze or read through. Management commentary or discussion and analysis. This is of key interest to investor. Why? Because this is futuristic. When management provides us discussion and analysis or commentary, that is usually futuristic. It is about future plans, that how is management, what is the management's strategy for future. So this is of key interest because this provides some future insight or future information. Auditor's report. So when any audit company or auditor performs audit of the financial statements or financial reports, they issue they issue a report on it, and that is known as auditor's report. When auditors perform audit, they can provide one of the four opinions: unqualified, qualified, adverse, disclaimer of opinion. Unqualified means that everything is in good shape, accounts are fairly presented and in accordance with accounting standards. So there are two key things to look at: whether accounting standards are being followed or not. Second, if they are being fairly, if the information is fairly presented or not, if the numbers are accurate or not. So unqualified means both of these are in place. Qualified means there is some exception to accounting standards, that is almost fairly presented but some exception to accounting standards. Adverse means that they materially depart from accounting standards and not fairly presented. And disclaimer of opinion means that auditor is holding the opinion due to any reason, and auditor is not issuing the opinion due to any reason. Remember these terms and remember the difference between unqualified and qualified. Unqualified means good to go, and qualified means there is some deviation from the standards. Other useful information: unaudited results, for example quarterly, semi-annual, management and directors compensation, company stock performance, potential conflict of interest between management, board and shareholders. All these are the other sources of information which can be used to get more information for better analysis. So all these are sources of information. Once you have set the objective, once you know what is the objective and you have to perform analysis, and in order to perform analysis you need information, and this is how you get information. These are the sources from which you get the information. Once you have the information, then you will perform the analysis and achieve your objective or give a recommendation or an output. So how is this whole analysis framework structured, or what are the steps in this whole analysis? So first you articulate the purpose and context. So you articulate that what are you actually trying to find out. Are you trying to perform equity analysis? Is your objective is to decide whether, and with respect to equity analysis, will you decide whether to buy, sell or hold? Is that your objective? Or your objective is with respect to credit analysis? That is, you will decide whether lending debt should be given or not to the company, or any other objective. So first you define the objective and the purpose. Then for the analysis you collect data. And for data you for example find out financial statement, you find out annual reports, you find out quarterly reports, you find out audit reports, unaudited results and any other information. Once you have collected all of the information, then all of the data, then you process the data, bring it into usable form. So for example putting it into, for example making putting it into annual form, or putting it into a sheet, or combining the data from different sources and then putting it into one place. And once you have, and performing ratio analysis or calculating ratios, then you analyze it or interpret the process data. So for example, once you have the ratios, then you can analyze ratios. Once you have the common size statement, you can analyze common size statement. So whatever is the output from input data, collect input data, that becomes input to process data. Whatever is the output from process data, that becomes input to analyzing data. For example, if you calculated ratios here, then those ratios will be analyzed here. Then once you have analyzed it and you have arrived at a view on the company or on the investment or whatever your purpose is, then you develop and communicate conclusion and recommendation. For example, if you have a buy, you make a report for buy call and then you issue it or communicate it to the respective parties. And once you have issued it, once you have communicated it, then you should continue to follow it up, because with time market can change, with time company fundamentals can change, and with time your view can change. So you should continuously update it and revise it. So these are 6 phases. Remember these 6 phases and remember what you do in each of these phases. So for example, so if you are asked, um, if you are asked in which step do you make adjusted financial statement, you should be able to identify it as processing data. So all these are the steps. Where do you get information from and what is the output? So initially when you are articulating the purpose, you will communicate with client and you will find out what is the purpose that he is trying to achieve, and based on that you come up with a statement of purpose or objective, and then you collect data, financial statement, discussions with management, company site visits, all that. And then once you have collected it, then you give output as organized financial statement, financial data table, complete questionnaire. Then you process it. When you process it, you make adjusted financial statement, common size statement, ratio and graph forecast. And then this becomes input, and then you analyze it. And when you analyze it, you give analytical results, then this becomes input. And then you prepare a report for recommendation, and then this becomes input, and then you update report and recommendation after follow up, and you continue to do that. So this is a continuous process. Any problem so far? So this is a very basic introduction, introductory reading to financial statement analysis that only defines what financial statement analysis is and what are its steps and what are inputs and outputs.